let's take you back to the Roodepoort Magistrate's Court just outside, in fact, the NPA giving their reaction to the breaking news story at the Sawa, Tiffany Meek being denied bail. Speaking now is NPA spokesperson Phindi Mjonondwane. Let's listen in.
Term of life, and therefore that on its own can induce her to try and trial. That the court has found her to be dishonest in the statements that she has made before the court, and therefore may interfere with the ongoing investigation or try to influence witnesses in this case.
Does this give you confidence, though, as the state, that you have a solid case against Tiffany Meek?
The investigating officer has so far done a sterling work. He must be commended for the work that he has done. We continue to work closely with the investigating officers, the NPA guiding the investigation. But with what we have, with the evidential material that we have so far in the docket, we are confident that there are prospects of a successful prosecution.
Those evidential evidence, according to the state, were circumstantial. Do you feel vindicated that based on the circumstantial evidence, you were able to at least keep her behind bars and she remains not for Tiffany to get paid?
Indeed, the evidence that we have at our disposal thus far is that of a circumstantial nature. Much of that evidence will be divulged during the trial stage. For now, we're dealing with the bail application stage, which the test thereof is that of a balance of probabilities. So going forward as the state, we will have to tighten our case, because we'll be expected going forward during the trial stage to prove our case beyond any reasonable doubt.
Okay, and in terms of just an update of what's going to happen now, of course, the proceedings have been adjourned until when?
The case will be back in court on the 17th of September 2025. We've requested the postponement as the state to conclude the investigation. So we are hoping that much of the outstanding statements that the IO talked about during the bail application stage would have been collected, so that we can then move forward. And we will also be awaiting the decision of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution about the forum where the trial will be held.
And just maybe we can perhaps ask you, General Deputy Commissioner, about the police's investigation. Of course, a lot of issues were raised during the bail application about investigations that are not complete as well, the DNA that is still outstanding. How far are investigations, and is there likelihood of any more suspects being arrested in this?
As we alluded previously, that Phindi has indicated that there were some little loose ends which need to be tightened up, and those reports that are outstanding will be available when the trial starts.
And the confidence that you have at this stage with bail being denied?
No, we are pleased. As you have noted, we addressed the community during the day of arrest when the suspect was arrested. We requested the community to say, all along you wanted the suspect to be brought before court, and now the suspect is here. During that time, there were allegations and even unhappiness about the police and the investigation. Now we invited them to join us when she appeared in court, and to walk and be with us when trial resumes. And during this time, when a bail application was made, as you noted, they were with us. They are here, and they denounce what happened, and that's what we want to see happening across the board, so that as justice system, the community support the law enforcement and justice system as a whole, to ensure that we are not put under undue pressure, but we take every matter seriously, obviously, but being in a position to do what is expected at the right and reasonable time without undue pressure.
I know the matter is sub judice, but is there any new evidence that you will be able to obtain as police, or any other evidence that you're looking into in terms of this case? I know that it is quite a precarious issue.
No, sub judice means sub judice. Therefore, you can't expect anything further except to say those issues that are still standing that need to be collected or reports that need to be produced. During the start of trial, obviously, they will be available.
What is your reaction about what the defense went on, basically trying to poke holes in the state's case, saying there were botched evidence and evidence was fabricated by members of the South African Police Service, basically saying there was evidence tampering and the SABC is framing Tiffany.
Yeah, but I think if you had, especially the closing arguments, when it comes to what the defense tried to portray and what the state put, refuting step by step all the avenues which were tainting or trying to taint the investigation and the process as being flawed. You noted that they've been disputed and there have been simple, clear explanation of step by step what happened.
Thank you very much.
Well, there you have it, Ayanda. We've just heard General Fred Kekana just talking to us really about their reaction to this particular bail judgment, saying they have more than enough evidence for when trial starts. That question you asked earlier, Ayanda, if we have any word on when trial will start, the 17th of September is the date that we have, 2025. Now, this is just under 2 months to go for Tiffany Meek's legal defense to try and come up with better evidence. Now, this is according to the court, Magistrate and in Africa not being entirely satisfied with what just transpired and what the legal defense was saying. Number 90, the defense counsel is trying to talk to us. Let's just run to him.
On behalf of both Tiffany and the family, I've been instructed to advise that she doesn't feel this is the end of the road for her. We still have the option of bringing a bail application on new facts or alternatively taking the magistrate's decision on appeal. So Tiffany wants to leave no stone unturned. She insists that I escalate the matter and have a different unit investigate further. She still believes the killer is out there. She wants justice for Jayden and justice, obviously, for her family. So she thinks that the police have failed, and she still maintains that the investigations are far from over. There is a killer out there, and she's not sure whose child is going to be next. So she feels that this is obviously just a bump on the road for her, but the truth will prevail. And therefore, going forward, the family, with the cooperation of other investigative units, will dig deeper into finding the truth.
17 September, trial starts. Will you be ready?
I will still stay on the matter. I can't.
In terms of the bail, are you considering an appeal? Are you looking into it?
She has instructed me to consider options. At this stage, I will discuss it with the family and her when I visit her in prison, and we'll make an informed decision later.
And how is she taking this?
How is she feeling?
She is emotional. She feels she's been betrayed. She feels that the fact that she knows she is innocent and somebody else is out there, the next victim is going to be another child or another parent who has to go through the same thing that she is going through. She still hasn't overcome mourning her son's death, and now she has to go into an overcrowded prison cell and fight for her life, not knowing whether she's going to be attacked, stabbed, killed. She may never see trial. If the public outcry is causing an influence on social media, she could very well be attacked in prison and killed.
You maintain that she's safer outside as opposed to her being in custody?
Most definitely. She feels that even if an alternate address is supplied and is not made public, either to the media or members of society, bail can be granted and she be kept in a safe place and only appear on the dates of her court appearances.
Thank you very much.
Well, there you have it. Ayanda Naidu, the defense counsel for Tiffany Meek, saying she's quite emotional and also maintaining her innocence in this particular case, saying that they believe that the real killer is still out there. Now, she faces charges of murder, obstruction of justice, defeating the aims of justice, as well as criminal injuria. That criminal injuria charge is related to the case of Mr. Kumano, who's the transport driver of Jayden-Lee in this particular case. I'm not too sure who's addressing us at this point. Let's just go try get a listen in. I think that's the family of Tiffany Meek, her brother, her mother, and maybe try to speak to the paternal family of Jayden-Lee. Not certain if they're having a word with us. Ma, hoe gaan dit? Kan jy asseblief met ons praat? Do you have anything to say? How do you feel? How do you feel? Do you feel emotional?
I have nothing to say.
Well, there you have it. She has nothing to say at this point. That's the brother and mother of Tiffany Nicole Meek. Quite heavy-hearted, as you can tell. Sorry, Abuti. So we'll just try now to go and talk to the community members once more. We heard the NPA confirming that trial is set for September 2025. We also just heard her defense counsel, Nova Naidu, just reiterating what they've been mentioning from 3 weeks ago, that Tiffany maintains her innocence and she's not had time to mourn her son's death. Also stating that she was quite emotional, as well as going into now an overcrowded prison cell. He also still maintains that Tiffany is much safer outside. She could have provided an alternative address as opposed to her being in custody where she could get hurt, where she could get killed, or anything else happening to her. So right now, as it stands, September, that's when the trial starts. We've just also heard Major Fred Kekana confirming that the state has more than enough evidence. Obviously, the matter is sub judice, so he cannot divulge any more information as to what more they'll be bringing forth. We do know that they've got witnesses. We do know that they have DNA evidence, and some of the investigation is yet to be concluded. Ayanda, I think we've managed to cover all bases as far as this matter is concerned. I think I'll take it back to you in studio.
It certainly is a fluid situation, and developments sometimes happen on the hour as the hours progress. Lopang Alamu left to us there from outside the Roodepoort Magistrate's Court, covering the reaction, the outpouring of emotions in some instances in the wake of Tiffany Meek being denied bail. We've heard from the 31-year-old's lawyer saying that she feels betrayed, quite frankly, and is adamant that the real killer is still out there and will strike again. As the saying goes, time will tell, but we'll keep watching that situation for you as it unfolds.